Good evening and welcome to DC Network. I am Imphal bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include GMFDI experiences God's visit once again. Thousands of believers attended the program. Kuki bodies condemn waylaying of Mang Minlal Kipgen by Meitei mob, asks to release him without harm. 9 states get new governors. Laxman Prasad Acharya given additional chairs of Manipur. PM Modi meets CMs, DYCMs of BJP ruled states at party headquarters in Delhi. CM Biren also attended the meeting. News in details. Gospel Ministry for Disabilities India (GMFDI) experiences the deliverance of another message from God yesterday, the 28th of July 2024, at 1 p.m. serve and lasted for around 3 hours. The believers had gathered there by 11 a.m. already, where they sing and pray and wait for the intercession hour with God. The believers have experienced this type of unearthly activities many times, even before the start of the conflict, where they were warned of the upcoming Manipur violence and many other things as well. In this very place, the workers used to cast out evil spirit who possess human with the aim to take their life. God revealed himself, saying, He had never revealed himself before other people or race, nor will he reveal before other nation or race in the future. He said he had already planned these things when he created the world.
No nam tabangin koi macha ka vilpon viljong vilponge vanui li sit ka phu do main hi chithil hi ke man ho denga kanagun sai tabove.
The workers, Evangelist Chinkulam and Evangelist Hanglin say, and Robert performs miraculously works in the name of Jesus, where they heal the sick and possessed, and also give deliverance to those who want to be born again. Healing prayers were met by the evangelists for the sick and needy that comes to them so that they can pray for them and cure their physical and spiritual illness. Mention may be made that this type of event occurred since last year. It may be hard to believe, but the Manipur conflict had already been predicted here a week before it started. So many unearthly events are witnessed by the people who went here to pray and worship. At the beginning, there were just few hundreds of believers, but the number of believers keep on increasing every day. Yesterday, the event was attended by thousands of believers who come to listen to the message God delivers. God said He had entrusted His strongest angel, Michael, to fight war for the Kukis. He has not failed us until today. All these happenings occur according to His wish, so that we hear His words and turn ourselves unto Him. Now that you have known this, so I am happy and satisfied upon you. You are a blessed nation now.
Nakalo jang tu chanin ke man ka hin pui hoi vin tu ni chanin ka zum so po vin he chithil so ho hi ke man no nam mi te ka ko na ka o na za na dewa ke man thil ka so sa he bo ve he chi chu tu ni nang hon he thei ta ve na chu wa ka ki pa e Nam hampa nahi ve.
People who do not get seat inside occupy the place outside, sitting on the highway and completely stopping traffic in the area. The believers unceasingly prayed for the Kuki zone nation every day since the beginning of the conflict. I will convince other nations who are greater than your leaders to assist and support your tribe.
No nam mi te hin to sot ding le hindom kang ding le angai lu ding zo nagampom pi wa thanei pa sanga thanei zo ahat zo gamdang mi te jong ka hin til do pan ding a hetai.
On the other hand, the incident at GMFDI had become a topic of controversies since there are believers and non-believers. Some proclaim it to be the work of the devil, while the others proclaim it to be the work of the living God. The Committee on Tribal Unity (COTU) issued a press release condemning the alleged waylaying of Mangmin Lalkipgen of Tuibong yesterday by Meitei mob. In its press release, COTU said that propounded peace initiatives by the central government in an ethnic-torn violent state of Manipur will never see the light of the day until and unless the current dispensation headed by the incumbent Chief Minister N. Biren Singh garner the courage to rein his armed militias and the radical Meitei mob against atrocities towards the minorities in the state and deter hate-spewing rhetoric against the Kuki community. The release further said that Mangmin Lalkipgen, son of Kampao Kipgen of Tuibong, Lamka, Churachandpur, was waylaid by a Meitei mob from a paddy field on the 27th of July and was handed over to the Indian Reserve Battalion Naran Sena, who eventually handed over to the armed Meitei militants. Mention may be made that Mangmin Lalkipgen, who is in the custody of the armed Meitei militants, is a person with hearing disability and of unsound mind. It is in interest of both warring communities to maintain civility and decency, where unarmed innocent civilians, especially women, children, and disabled persons, must not be harmed at all costs. Therefore, the committee urged the current dispensation to release Mangmin Lalkipgen from the clutches of the VBIGs without any harm and to take punitive action against the Indian Reserve Battalion IRB Naran Sena police personnel for deliberate handing over of a captive victim to his own peril, added the release. The Kuki Students' Organization General Headquarters has also come to learn that Mangmin Lalkipgen, son of Kampao Kipgen of Kipgen Veng Tuibong, Churachandpur, accidentally crossed the buffer zone between Churachandpur District and Bisnupur District in the intervening night of 27 July 2024. He was caught by the mob the next morning in the paddy field. As he happens to have a hearing problem and unsound mind, the mob handed him over to the Indian Reserve Battalion in Naran Sena, Bisnupur District. The KSO General Headquarters questioned as to how and why Mangmin Lalkipgen was handed over to the VBIGs by the IRBs. With the intervention of the Central Security Force, an assurance was given to the student's body about his release, yet after 24 hours lapse, Mangmin Lalkipgen is still in the hands of VBIGs. And moreover, since VBIGs have signed SOO pact with government, why is there a delay in rescuing him from the VBIGs by the Central Forces? What is the political motive behind the whole gamut? We would also like to recall the incident last year where two Meiteis were captured at Khausabung area who had crossed the buffer zone but later on released by the Kuki village volunteers in good faith. The KSO General Headquarters appealed to the Central Forces to bring back Mangmin Lalkipgen safe and sound immediately. Mangmin Lalkipgen is a village volunteer protecting the buffer zone without any criminal backgrounds. Therefore, we once again appeal to the Central Security Forces for the safe and sound release of Mangmin Lalkipgen without any delay. President Draupadi Murmu on Sunday appointed new governors to 9 states including Manipur, which has been gripped by ethnic violence for more than a year. Laxman Prasad Acharya, who has been the governor of Sikkim, was appointed as Assam's governor. He has also been given the additional chairs of Manipur, replacing Anusuya Uike, who was Manipur's governor from February 2023. Manipur has been gripped by ethnic clashes between the Meitei and tribal Kuki communities since May 2023. The violence has left at least 225 persons dead and displaced 60,000 persons since the beginning of the clashes. Om Prakash Mathur, a Bharatiya Janata Party leader from Rajasthan, will assume the chairs of Sikkim's governor. Gulab Chand Kataria was moved from Assam to Punjab. He was also appointed as the administrator of Chandigarh, a union territory. The president accepted the resignation of Banwarilal Purohit, who was serving as the governor of Punjab and Chandigarh's administrator since August 2021. Haribab Kisan Rao Bagde, a former Maharashtra Assembly Speaker and BJP leader, was appointed as the governor of Rajasthan. Jishnu Dev Verma, who was Tripura's deputy chief minister between 2018 and 2023, was named as the governor of Telangana, where the Congress is in power. BJP leader and former Union Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar was met the governor of Jharkhand. An 8-time Lok Sabha MP, Gangwar did not contest the 2024 general election. CP Radhakrishnan, who was serving as Jharkhand's governor with additional chairs of Telangana, was shifted to Maharashtra. He also held the additional chairs of Puducherry as its lieutenant governor. Assembly elections in Maharashtra and Jharkhand are scheduled to take place later this year. K. Kailas Nathan, a retired Indian Administrative Service officer, was appointed as the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. Kailas Nathan served as the Chief Principal Secretary of Narendra Modi between 2013 and 2014, when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, according to the Indian Express. C.H. Vijay Sankar, a Karnataka BJP leader who switched to the Congress before returning to the Hindutva party in 2019, was made the governor of Meghalaya. Ramen Deka, former MP from Assam's Mangaldoy, was appointed as the governor of Chhattisgarh. The appointments will take effect from the dates when they assume chairs of their office, the President's Secretariat said in a press communique. The All Naga Business Association Imphal, ANBA Imphal, in its press release dated the 27th of July 2024, had stated that the organization has received numerous reports from Naga shopkeepers operating in Imphal, stating that some executive members of the Meitei Irol Iyak Loina Silol Apunbalu Milal have approached them demanding to know why the Meitei Mayak script is not mentioned or written on their signboards. The release also says that Milal executive members have been summoning these shopkeepers to their office for not including the Meitei Mayak script on their signboards. India recognizes many official local languages and scripts from various states, as included in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. However, neither the state government, nor the central government, nor any civil society organizations have imposed any language or script as compulsory. Such actions by Milal are arbitrary, unconstitutional, and amount to mental harassment, which is against the law of the land, says the release. Under which acts or laws is it mandated to compulsorily write, mention, or add any particular language script on signboards, advertisements, or banners? The ANBA Imphal asserted. Therefore, ANBA Imphal appeals to all concerned parties to stop the unnecessary prejudice and disturbance of Naga shopkeepers operating in Imphal. Such actions could lead to misunderstandings and communal tensions among the various communities living in Manipur. We urge the Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur to immediate intervention to address the critical situation in Manipur. It is imperative to take necessary measures to ensure the effective enforcement of law and order, creating a secure and free environment for all residents, the release further stated. Yesterday at 12 noon, free medical camp for internally displaced persons was organized at Sangay University Relief Camp, Molvom Village, and it was organized by Center for Resource Management and Community Development, CEREMCOD, ECA. The district TB officers gave an awareness program to the IDPs regarding tuberculosis during the program. Dr. Nga Kim, district TB officer, and her partner from various NGO groups taught the IDPs about the symptoms and preventive measures of tuberculosis. After registration, the doctors called the IDPs with health issues for medical treatment. All the IDPs were given free medicines by the organizers as per the doctor's prescription. The medical camp lasted till 3 p.m. and 300 inmates benefited from the medical camp organized by CEREMCOD. The doctors on duty during the medical camps were Dr. Nga Kim, MD, Community Medicine, Dr. Tong Zakai, MD, Pediatrics, Dr. Seikolet, MS, ENT, Dr. Neihuning, MS, OBS and Gynae, Dr. Alex, MD, PMR, Dr. Hatnaiting, MD, Medicine, Dr. Zampi Mang, MO, and Dr. Lengnei Kim, MO, AYUS, respectively. It may be highlighted that this is not the first free medical camp organized by Center for Resource Management and Community Development, CEREMCOD, ECA. The ECA has shown great contribution in lifting the spirits of the victims of the ongoing ethnic clashes. This is the third successful free medical camp organized by Center for Resource Management and Community Development under ECA and sponsored by Christians from South India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on Sunday, first such meeting between the two since ethnic violence erupted in the state more than 14 months ago, sources said. The meeting was also attended by Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Singh, who is in Delhi for the past 2 days, earlier met the Prime Minister during two groups meetings, the NITI Ayog meeting and during the meeting of Chief Ministers and Deputy Chief Ministers of BJP ruled states. The meeting ended on a positive note, and other sources said. People in Manipur as well as the opposition parties have questioned the Prime Minister's silence over the Manipur issue in the past 1 year. The Congress won both the Lok Sabha seats in the state in the recent general elections. The meeting comes on a day when Manipur Governor Anusuya Uike was removed and newly appointed Governor of Assam, Laxman Prasad Acharya, was given additional chairs of the state. Ras Bhavan, Manipur, however, continued to post Uike's official engagements on X on Sunday as she was yet to hand over the chairs. The newly appointed Supreme Court Judge, Justice Nongmai Kapam Kotiswar Singh, met Governor Anusuya Uike at Ras Bhavan, Imphal, said the post. Justice Singh is the first Supreme Court judge from Manipur. The governor congratulated him on his outstanding work and wished him well in his new role, highlighting its importance for Manipur. She encouraged him to continue supporting and uplifting the people of the state, the Ras Bhavan said on X. At least 221 people have been killed and more than 60,000 people have been internally displaced since ethnic violence between the tribal Kuki Zo and Meitei people erupted in the state on May 3, 2023. On July 6, in one of the first detailed remarks made in the parliament, Modi told the Rajya Sabha that efforts were on to bring peace, and history suggests that social tensions in the state are deep-rooted. Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Joel Oram said that there has been a growth of 73% in the allocated fund to implement schemes linked to the welfare of tribal community in the country. Addressing a press conference in Agartala on Sunday to highlight the important aspects of the Union Budget 2024-25, Oram said whopping rupees 13,000 crore will be spent on the schemes meant for tribal community in the country. He said that Budget 2024 categorically laid emphasis on the welfare of poor, empowering women, employment for the youth by enabling them to become skilled and subsequently entrepreneurs, and to ensure that the farmers prosper by selling their produce at a standard rate. He said 14 projects under Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme have been approved for Tripura with a cost of 458 crore rupees. The minister said the Pradhan Mantri Janjati Unnat Gram Abhiyan scheme will cover 63,000 villages in the country, and it will lay trust on augmenting the infrastructure such as road connectivity, power supply and medical facility among others. He said 2.6 lakh crore rupees budgetary provisions has been made for rural development, adding that Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana will cover 25,000 rural habitations across the country. The minister said a roadmap has been designed as to how the villages in the country will be when the nation celebrates 100th year of independence in 2047. Regarding development of Northeast region, Oram said Uttar Purva Transformative Industrialization Scheme 2024 is in force. We will be operational for next 10 years and will focus on development of industries and employment generation in the region at a cost of 10,037 crore rupees. A few students were detained after they staged a protest in All Rajinder Nagar here on Sunday, demanding action against those responsible for their deaths of 3 civil services aspirants at a coaching center in the area and compensation for their families. Rising slogans, "We want justice," the protesters blocked the road next to the Karol Bagh metro station, causing huge traffic snares in the area and prompting police intervention. A scuffle erupted between the students and police, after which a few protesters were detained and taken away in a bus. Following this, many demonstrators dispersed from the area, and police resumed the traffic movement there. The police also used body camera and drones to monitor protesters' activities during the demonstration. Shreya Yadav of Ambedkar Nagar in Uttar Pradesh, Tanya Soni from Telangana, and Navin Dalwin from Ernakulam in Kerala died after the basement of the building housing the coaching centers, Rouse IAS Study Circle, was flooded following heavy rain in central Delhi's Old Rajinder Nagar area on Saturday evening, officials said. At the protest site, Aman Sasena, a civil service aspirant and a coaching student, said, "If the authorities will not accept our demand, we will go to the Jantar Mantar to further protest and press our demands. We just want justice for the 3 students who lost their lives in this incident. Police personnel and paramilitary forces have been deployed here in huge numbers. We are not terrorists, we are the future of the nation and demanding what is right," Sasena said. Another student claimed that there was a biometric entry into the basement. Where the incident occurred, the students got stuck in the basement due to its failure. Another protester said the matter on poor condition of coaching institutes should be addressed in parliament. Amit Kumar, another student protester, urged that the incident should not be politicized. "We are demanding that following accountability, action should be taken against the guilty, and justice and compensation for the families of the deceased. This matter should not be turned into a political issue," Kumar said. The protesters also accused the Municipal Corporation of Delhi MCD for the incident. They raised slogans against the civil body and demanded its commissioner met them. Mohat Gupta, another coaching student, said, "We have come here to study and students want a safe environment for exam preparation. The condition is same at every coaching institute. When mock tests are being held, thousands of students sit in the basement areas to appear in those tests. We had hope of a change in the condition of coaching centers after the fire incident at the coaching institute in Mukherjee Nagar, but nothing happened," Gupta said. Gunasilan, a resident of Tamil Nadu who is also a student of a coaching institute in the area, said students are spending lakhs of rupees but not getting proper facilities. "I have come here from Tamil Nadu for UPSC coaching. We are spending lakhs of rupees and not getting proper facilities. My family heard about the incident and they called me. I assured them that I am fine," he said. The deaths of the 3 civil service aspirants have sparked outrage among students and demand for accountability from the Delhi government. Chin state government joint forces took over 3 auto-mountain camps in Tantalan, Hakkar town. On July 28, 2024, at around 4:45 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., the Chin state government joint forces have successfully captured 3 auto-mountain camps, which are the frontline hardcore camps in Tantalan township between Hakka and Tantalan, Chin state. Asopar Khan is the place where the 77 Battalion base is located. Many weapons were confiscated during the attack, and 15 people were killed and 1 arrested by the joint forces. On the other hand, joint forces from Chin government troops started attacking military councils from frontline stronghold camps between Hakkar, Tantalan since July 22, 2024, and 6 camps were seized in a week and 3 detained in addition to weapons. China plans to start building the world's first molten salt reactor power station next year in the Gobi Desert. The reactor does not need water for cooling because it uses liquid salt and carbon dioxide to transfer heat and generate electricity. Using thorium as its primary fuel, it means worries over a potential shortage of uranium, the usual fuel used in nuclear reactors, are allayed as thorium is more abundant than uranium. According to some scientists' estimates, China has enough thorium reserve to meet its energy needs for 20,000 years. The reactor is scheduled to be completed and operational in 2029, generating heat at a maximum power of 60 megawatts. Part of the thermal energy will drive a 10 megawatt electric power unit, and the rest will produce hydrogen by splitting water molecules at high temperature. The small modular thorium-based molten salt reactor power station will be constructed and operated by the Shanghai Institute of Applied Physics, Chinese Academy of Sciences. The institute disclosed the construction plan in an environmental assessment report posted on its website this week. This project will drive the development of a wide range of technologies, including materials and high-end equipment manufacturing, said the report, compiled by the Shanghai Nuclear Engineering Research and Design Institute. It will help China achieve energy independence, it added. Currently, the only operating thorium reactor on Earth is located in the Gobi Desert, around 120 km northwest of the city of Wuwei, Gansu Province. This experimental reactor can only produce 2 megawatt of thermal power and does not generate electricity. However, it incorporates some revolutionary technologies, including superalloys that can withstand high temperatures, radiation, and chemical corrosion. This small reactor received operational approval from China's Nuclear Safety Administration in June last year and achieved criticality or sustainable chain nuclear reaction in October. The success of this pilot project has provided a basis and experience for constructing larger reactors capable of power generation, according to the report. This is the first time China has disclosed the operational status of this experimental reactor to the public. Thorium-based molten salt reactors have some potential military applications due to their compact structure and safety, such as power naval ships, submarines, and even aircraft. The site for the new power generation reactor will be west of the experimental small reactor, occupying an area smaller than a soccer field. Molten salt carrying thorium fuel enters the reactor core through pipes to undergo a chain reaction. After the temperature rises, it flows out the other side and transfers it to the molten salt without thorium that is circulating in a separate loop. Israel vowed Hezbollah will pay the price after blaming the Lebanese military group for a rocket attack in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights that killed 12 children, touching off fears once again that an all-out war would envelop the region. Hezbollah said it firmly denies it was behind the strike, the deadliest to hit Israel or Israeli-controlled territory since the October 7 attacks. Israeli warplanes conducted airstrikes against Hezbollah targets deep inside Lebanese territory and along the border overnight Sunday, according to a statement from the military on Sunday morning. It was not immediately clear whether there were any casualties from those airstrikes. And on a visit to the town of Masdal, Shams, near the Syrian and Lebanese border, where the rocket attack left children and teenagers dead on Saturday, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant pledged a heavy response. Hezbollah is responsible for this and they will pay the price, Gallant said. In an earlier statement from his office, he added, "We will hit the enemy hard." The Saturday attacks on the region involved approximately 30 projectiles crossing from Lebanon into Israeli territory. In a barrage Israel's military quickly blamed on the Iran-backed militant group. It killed 12 children and left 44 people injured, according to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office. The children killed in the strike had been playing on a soccer field, according to a list from Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and residents who spoke to CNN. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Sunday backed Israel's assessment, saying every indication suggested the strike was a rocket fired by Hezbollah. Some 20,000 Druze Arabs live in the Golan Heights, an area Israel seized from Syria in 1967 during the Six-Day War and annexed in 1981. Considered occupied territory under international law and UN Security Council resolutions, the area is also home to about 25,000 Israeli Jewish settlers. Most Druze there identified as Syrian and have been rejected offers of Israeli citizenship. The Regional Council of Masdal Shams said Sunday that none of the 12 children killed had Israeli citizenship. Hundreds of mourners lined streets on Sunday for a funeral procession honoring the victims of the strike. People dressed in black sang as white coffins were carried to a funeral home, with others carrying flower wreaths. Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid spoke at the funeral saying, "The children who died on the football field could have been any of our children. Therefore, they are indeed the children of each of us." These are our children, but a number of residents berated far-right Israeli ministers Bezalel Smotrich at the event, crowding the finance minister and demanding he leave. Smotrich was eventually ushered away by security. Former U.S. President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the former's Mar-a-Lago mansion in Florida on Friday, local time. During the meeting, the Republican nominee in the 2024 U.S. presidential race claimed that the present-day global conflicts could escalate into the Third World War should he lose the November 5 polls. This was Netanyahu and Trump's first meeting in 4 years, and it came after the Israeli leaders addressed the U.S. Congress and met with President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House. Trump, whose relations with Netanyahu soared after the latter congratulated Biden on his victory after the 2020 presidential election, greeted the Israeli leader and his wife, Sarah, warmly, telling reporters that the two men have a very good relationship. He also stressed on the policy changes during his presidency, including moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and pulling the United States out of the international nuclear deal with Iran. The 78-year-old U.S. leader has recently criticized Netanyahu for Israeli security failures that enabled Hamas to carry out the October 7 attack on Israel that triggered the Israeli offensive in Gaza. At Mar-a-Lago, Trump criticized his Democrat rival Harris and told reporters that "say is worse on Middle East issues." He claimed Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza could expand into a wider regional conflict if Harris succeeds Biden, who announced on Sunday he would not seek re-election. Netanyahu said he hoped his U.S. trip will lead to a quicker ceasefire deal. "I hope so, but I think time will tell," he told reporters, as per a Reuters report. He said he thought there had been movement in efforts to forget a ceasefire because of Israeli military pressure, and said he would dispatch a team to talks in Rome. Opinion polls have put Harris and Trump in a close race for the White House, prompting war leaders like Netanyahu, traditionally more aligned with Trump's Republicans than Biden's Democrats, to strike a balance in dealings with the U.S. Harris has pressed Netanyahu on the suffering of Palestinians in the enclave in talks on Thursday that were watched for signs of how she might shift American policy if she becomes president. "I made clear my serious concern about the dire humanitarian situation there," Harris said. "I will not be silent." She said, adding Israel has a right to defend itself and how it does so matters. As per the Reuters report, members of Netanyahu's delegation were disappointed by some of Harris' remarks in private and in public out of concern that it showed daylight between the governments and could signal how relations would develop if she wins the presidency, according to a person familiar with the matter. Netanyahu heads a far-right-leaning coalition government opposed to Palestinian statehood, a policy at odds with U.S. support for a two-state solution to ending decades of conflict. In defense remarks to Congress on Wednesday, Netanyahu defended Israel's military and dismissed criticism of a campaign that has devastated Gaza and killed more than 39,000 people, according to health officials in the Hamas-ruled enclave. Dozens of Democrats boycotted Netanyahu's speech, voicing dismay over the thousands of civilian deaths in Gaza, the destruction of its infrastructure, and the displacement of most of its 2.3 million people. In Wednesday's speech, Netanyahu praised Biden's support for Israel, but to cheers from Republicans, he touched on Trump's pro-Israel record as president. He praised Trump's decision to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, a long-held goal of conservatives that infuriated Palestinians. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.